Hi my loves, welcome back to Sip and Simmer. I'm Anita Manager. Now, we all may have our worries and concerns in life, but for the next 30 minutes, you're mine. We're here to have a drink, a snack, and a good time. Tonight, we will be making apple pie tacos. It's a hard word for me, apparently. And a cinnamon apple martini. If you would like to contribute to the production of Sip and Simmer, my Venmo is Mrs. Anita Manager, and all of the tips do go to the production of Sip and Simmer, to all the snacks and the drinks that we make here together. Tonight, as usual, we have the gorgeous Sienna Rose joining us, but before we go on, I need a minute. Now, tonight I want to talk about having a difference of opinion and how to express yourself. We're in turbulent times, I guess is the easiest and most politically correct way to say it. And if you're like myself and you fall under the category, this is how I feel, and I'm getting frustrated that you're not seeing things from my point of view, this is for you, because this is also for me, because it is very hard to express yourself and try and express yourself in a way to connect with other people and them not seeing things from your perspective. And believe me, I get it, I genuinely do. You feel like you've taken the time to do your research and you want to share with everybody everything that you've learned and the way that you believe the way of right thinking is from your point of view. Now, it's not always the case that things are always simple to see from the right side. And I understand that while you may have the moral high ground and your point of view is what's best for most people, not everybody sees things the same way that you do or I do. Sometimes it takes seeing something from somebody else's point of view for you to confirm your thoughts and confirm the research that you've done. But on the other hand, it may be that you are seeing things from a different point of view that you are yourself learning. Whether it's to strengthen your belief or it's maybe you're seeing things from a different perspective. It's really important to see things from a different angle. Now, that doesn't mean you should abandon what you believe or that you're moral or your morals, but sometimes it's a good idea to play the devil's advocate and try and see things from both sides. It is also okay to learn that some, if not most people, are selfish and they don't really care about what's best for you or people as a whole, and they only care about themselves. Is that wrong? Morally, yes, but there's nothing legally wrong, and there's nothing that you can do to change their perspective. Some people are just very selfish. And is that the way that I think that you should think? Absolutely not. It's also not my place to tell you how you should think and feel. But it's also not your place to put your thoughts and feelings onto somebody else. I can give them my point of view and let them know my views and beliefs on things, and that they're just that, they're my beliefs and my views. With that being said, I beg you to always stand up for yourself, for your convictions, stand up for your beliefs, fight the system, never forget that we're all human, and it's important to love one another, even if you don't see eye to eye. They may not return that love and affection, and that's okay. You can only control yourself and your actions. And whether it's a higher power, karma, the cosmos, a spaghetti monster in the sky, everything does eventually come full circle. Now, don't let anybody else's beliefs or actions dictate the way you carry yourself or live your life. And if you're watching this show, I know you have love in your heart and you're going to change the world. Big or small, change is change. I love you all and I trust your judgment. Now, with that being said, let's move on to our cocktail, shall we? Okay, so it's an apple evening. So we're going to be making my take on a cinnamon apple martini. So what we've got going so far is I've already got the sour mix in here because I like to amp up the drink and make a lot of it so that way we can drink with you guys. So I've got my sour mix in here. So I've got 3 ounces of sour mix, and then I've got 1.5 ounces of Fireball and 1.5 ounces of apple vodka. It's gonna be a long night. All right, so I'm gonna give this a messy shake because as you can tell, I still have not gotten a new shaker. Oh my God, I think I'm learning. Okay. All right, that's good enough. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a pour to entice Sienna to join us. And it's a pretty color. And of course, as usual, I use my homemade sour mix, which is pretty simple. It is equal parts lemon juice and maple syrup. Okay, so without further ado, let's welcome the beautiful Sienna Rose.
Miss me? I'm back.
Okay, so just in case we have any new people joining us tonight, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me, as always, at Sienna Rose Official. That's SIENNA, Rose like the flower, and then what? Official, thank you. Official, because she is official. I thought that was that. Wow.
I thought that was part of your shtick. I don't know. You gotta let me know these things.
I do it every time.
I know, but I know.
We take a week off and she forgets everything. Okay, I see how it is. Now, where can they find you?
You can find me at Mrs. Anita Manager on all of my social media, including Venmo, my website, and YouTube.
Look at that.
Pretty simple, easy, self-contained, all in one spot.
Love it.
Okay, so before we go on, I do want to, now that you have joined me, apologize to everybody. It was a super, 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 super crazy Pride Month.
Yes.
We had a ton of virtual shows, corporate shows that is behind us. We have our permits. We're going to start construction on the salon. So we are back. We are here Sunday. We are here Tuesday. We are here Thursday for you.
That's right.
At 8 p.m. no matter what, including a week from today, which should be a national bacon holiday.
Huh?
A week from today?
What's a week from today?
It's my 26th birthday.
Oh, that's right. I don't even know what month we're in, so I don't know.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. Okay, so without further ado, let's give these bad boys a taste.
No garnish?
No garnish. I forgot. I know you said it like 5 seconds ago. Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh.
Right?
I like that.
It's dangerous. Be careful.
Okay, well.
Because I had a half of one before I went into the sun, and I was a little tipsy for a little while.
Were you?
I was.
Oh, it'd be really shame if somebody just kept saying thick all night.
Oh, God. Well, now that you mention it, every time...
Oh.
That was not
Where
a
did that come
from? So every time one of us says T-H-I-C-K or...
I'm sorry, what word?
T-H-I-C-C. You take a drink, we take a drink, and we hopefully make it through making our dessert tonight.
Hopefully, because every time we take a week off, we come back on a Sunday, these episodes feel like they're like 4 hours long.
I know,
and we just drink a whole bottle.
Okay, ooh, sorry. Okay, so tonight's recipe, I know I say it all the time, but for real, this is a great dessert to make if you've got a lot of people, you want finger food, you want to do something super, super quick.
Right.
It's got a lot of flavor, and personally, I think it tastes better than an apple pie.
Oh.
It is fantastic.
Okay.
So we've got the filling that we are going to start first, and then we'll get over to these shells.
Right.
The filling is basically an apple pie filling, no flour.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to cut up one of these apples.
Now, what kind of apple is this? Granny Smith, Macintosh. I know there's like 17 other types, but those are the only 2 apples that I know.
Yeah, so these are Granny Smith. I
Okay.
prefer Granny Smith for any kind of baking because they're really tart. And they give a lot of extra flavor. So if you have, I'm really good with the gadget names.
Okay.
If you have an apple presser cutter thing, use one of these and it cuts your time in half. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut long ways. So that way it's even thinner because you want this to cook relatively quickly.
Yeah, because you don't want a thick piece. It's good, I can't help it.
Okay, but aside from not wanting it too large, you want it to cook.
I think that's telling us we need to take another drink, so.
If you cook it too slowly, you're gonna create a caramel. And then it's not going to have that same consistency as apple pie.
Right.
All right.
Still be delicious.
Right.
But just not apple pie.
So throughout the month of June, on the few episodes that we did do, we inundated you guys with like overwhelmed.
Oh, okay.
With trivia. So tonight we won't be doing trivia.
Right, because my brain needs a break.
But also, before we go on to talking about what game we do have, it was very important to talk about everything that we talked about.
Well, absolutely.
It was June. We had Pride events. We had Pride topics. And more importantly, for at the moment, we talked a lot about Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
And just because we're not talking about it tonight doesn't mean we forgot. And doesn't mean you should slow down because Black Lives Matter.
All Black Lives Matter.
But all lives don't matter right now because Black lives aren't equal. And I'm going to break it down really simple. You live on a street. There's 6 houses on the street, right? You live in house number 3.
Okay.
All right?
Maybe house number 2, I don't really care for all
Okay, fine. You're house number 4.
Thank you.
All right?
She couldn't give it to me. All right.
House number 4, where you live, is on fire. But because all houses matter, they're going to start with house number 1, spraying it down with water before they get to your house.
Right.
That is why Black Lives Matter, right? Good?
Yeah.
It's not to be better than anybody else. It's for everybody to be equal and have priority.
Yes.
Because I'm going to talk about it every night, so it's not going to stop. So, while I cut these up, do you want to start with our game?
Our game?
Yes.
And what game is that tonight?
We haven't done this one in a while. It is the elusive envelope.
Oh, wow. Look at that. It just appeared out of nowhere. Okay.
So, just in case we've all forgotten, the elusive envelope. Neither one of us know any of the words that is in this envelope.
Nope, it is sealed shut.
In the envelope, we have 11 words, just in case we need a tiebreaker. And just in case we go that long. Because,
we probably will. Because we missed you all.
So, we have to describe each word to the other player in 5 words or less.
Right.
Now, just to reiterate the rules, because you and I cheat every time we play it.
No, ma'am, I never
The words cannot be correlated. You cannot say apple core.
I've never done that. Roll the tapes. I've never done that. You do that. I don't do that.
Okay, so do you want to pull out your first word while I finish cutting this up?
Let's do it. Oh, I thought I was gonna.
Oh, it is sealed.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be all fancy and just go, but it didn't work. Oh, they own salmon colored paper tonight.
Oh, we fancy.
Oh, okay. What does this work? Oh, okay.
Kristen has weird handwriting.
She does.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry, you do.
Pass this to my producer so he can hold it up to the screen for all of y'all. All of y'all. Wow, I got southern.
Come on, y'all.
That's not the side with the camera producer. There we go. Okay, and then a little lower. And I think you can see through the light on that paper because...
You think I could read her chicken scratch backwards?
Maybe. Okay. Okay, so 5 words, right?
Okay.
Okay. Ocean.
Okay.
Breathing. Fish. Swimming. Sport. Is that 5? Ocean, breathing, fish. I forgot what I said already.
I got nothing.
Swimming, fish.
Do you guys...
Help?
Can you help me?
Can somebody help me?
Okay, so it's a sport where you breathe underwater with fish. Snorkeling?
Yes!
Oh, really?
Yes!
Oh!
Well, the word is snorkel, but not...
Ah, yes!
I thought I made that pretty easy for
That
you,
was really easy.
Yeah.
When you were saying it, I was super confused, but then when I said it back, it all made sense. Okay, so before we go on, I'm gonna get this started because it does need to reduce a little bit.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna turn on my heat.
Maybe.
There we go.
All
right. So, in here, we are going to put, now for the drinks, we double and triple them. But for the food, we cut it in half. because
right.
I've already made half.
Okay.
And while I may look 3 months pregnant, I am only eating for 1. So, do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
I've got 2 tablespoons of butter into the pan, and we're gonna let that melt down.
Mm-hmm.
And once that melts, we are going to toss in our apples.
Ooh.
And our lemon juice.
Okay.
We're gonna let that heat up before we put our sugar on, and then it's just gonna reduce.
Oh, that's simple.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna do first is I've got a quarter of a cup of brown sugar.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I've got a quarter of a cup of white sugar.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Granulated?
Yes, thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir the sugars together so that way they are easily dispersed evenly over the apples, because I'm not going to stir it when I pour it on at first.
Why not?
Because...
Okay, I don't know if there was a specific
No,
reason why.
I want the apples to brown a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I also want to start heating up the sugar so it starts to melt.
Okay.
So once our butter is starting to sizzle before it browns, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dump in 4 diced Granny Smith apples.
Oh, that already smells amazing.
Right? Is that a thick fragrance in the air?
Oh, I think it is. Are we gonna wait for the sound? There we go.
There it is.
We're
Okay.
fancy with these sound effects.
I mean, it only took, I don't know,
We know.
6 months.
Yeah.
All right, so while this is starting to reduce, I'm gonna drizzle on my lemon juice. And now we're gonna let that start to cook.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to give you, this is a very hands-on recipe that we're doing tonight.
Oh
It's
boy.
relatively simple,
Okay.
but we don't need a lot of counter space because we're using the heat, but then
Right.
we also need the counter space because we have no other space.
Uh-huh.
So we've got a floating cutting board tonight for our apple pie tacos.
Okay.
All right, so you've got the cutting board now.
I do.
So what we're gonna do is we are going to take our white flour tortillas,
Okay.
and we are going to use our cookie cutter, and we're gonna cut 5
Circles.
circles out.
So we're gonna cut them out. They're gonna look like this. We use cookie cutter. It's about this. How big?
3.
3 inches.
Yeah. So
3 inches
what?
big, round, circumference, diameter. Math, smart words. I don't know. I'm just gonna start cutting.
So the point of this is for them to be like quick, easy finger foods. You want to make them bigger, go for it. I did try and make the first round.
Oh, that didn't help.
I tried to make the first round
Oh, I
a
did.
little bit bigger, and using a full tortilla is very difficult to keep the shape. And also, you would use like an apple per tortilla.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, my goodness. I spent the day outside sunning. It was beautiful. My brain is fried. Fried.
Right.
Fried. Okay, so I'm gonna,
Okay.
I'm like not here. Alright, so I'm gonna go next.
Okay.
So I already have a point, right? Or you have a point?
I have a point.
You- I never understand the point system with this game.
Well,
Okay, alright.
new game. What's the point?
I should have a point too. Okay.
Well, you can now if you do it
Oh
correctly.
my god. Okay. Alright, so.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
What?
This is so hard.
Is it?
Okay. Alright. So everybody at home knows. Alright, ready?
I guess.
Soap.
How'd you get 5 out of these? Okay.
Soap.
Soap.
Water. Blow.
Oh, I think that half of a drink is coming back.
Soap, water, blow, kids. Maybe the wrong order.
Yeah.
Maybe the wrong order. Okay, so children, soap, water, blow,
Okay.
fun.
Thank God you switched the order on those. I think I know what it is. I want to give everybody at home a second, in the comment section to comment below what you guys think the word is, because we are all playing along.
Okay. So.
Oh, that's right. They did see it. Oh, wow. We haven't done this in a while.
It's been a long time. It's literally been trivia for a whole month, and we threw in a Florida man.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, and that's also, that's a rough game.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's enough. You don't have to
Okay,
go crazy.
let's go. The word.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
is
children,
happening?
soap, water,
blow,
fun.
Bubbles.
Bubbles!
Dang.
Yes! Okay, so now that we are equal with points, because I don't know who the points go to.
Me. Always.
So we've got our apple, we've got our lemon juice, we've got our butter. Now I'm gonna sprinkle in some salt. Now, I know before I really started cooking and making my own recipes, anytime I saw salt in a dessert, that wasn't like a cake or something, I was like, that sounds silly. No, salt is so important in desserts.
Mm-hmm.
It brings out the flavor of the sugar and it brings out the actual flavor of what you're cooking with.
Right.
And it will not be the same if you don't use salt. So I just put in like 2 like heavy pinches of salt into the apples, and I'm just going to give it a stir, let the salt incorporate.
Okay.
All right, so while this,
Sick. Drink.
okay, all right, so while this is going, I'll go twice in a row. So
Okay.
what you're gonna do is you're gonna get your skillet going.
I already did. It's already preheating. Look at me.
Come through with the preparation. Okay,
I
so
pay attention in the pre-show meetings.
if you have an electric skillet, this is going to be so much easier. Throw it on your highest setting. It's usually about 400 to 410
I didn't do
degrees.
that. Okay.
And you're going to let it
This
get
is hot.
super, super, super hot. Usually with an electric skillet,
It's on a number. I
the
don't know if I
orange
did it the right
light
way.
comes on.
Well, yes.
And what you're going to do is now we are going to take the cookie cutouts that we just did,
The tortillas.
and we're going to put butter onto the skillet, and you're going to do like 30 seconds on each side, and that's it.
Okay.
Yes, Adrian, actually what you can do with the leftover tortillas, which is the first thing that I thought of, is you can
Can you use the butter?
take them, toast them the same way, and stir them into your leftover apple mix, and put it over ice cream. It does not need to be clever.
Well, okay. Well, okay.
Okay.
So you have the butter.
So, yeah. Does that sound like a great idea, though?
Oh, it does.
Right? Because we love ice cream
We
in
do.
this house.
We do.
All right. So, here, take that.
Okay.
Do that. All right. So, she's getting the pan ready,
Yep.
the skillet ready. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my sugar to the top, and I'm going to let it sit for a second. Now, the steam releasing from the apples is going to get the sugar nice and wet, so you don't have to worry about it getting hard and like crunchy.
Right.
And then we're going to give it a stir, but we're going to give it a minute.
Okay. What?
It doesn't need to be perfect, girl.
but
It's butter.
I know, but I want to get all the areas.
Okay, so while she is
Buttering my
getting
pan.
all the areas, I'm going to grab my next word.
Okay, I just put these on, right? 30 seconds? 30 seconds on each side?
Yes. It might take a little bit longer.
Okay.
Just keep your eye on it. Just make sure that it browns a little bit, because that is going to help it keep its shape. Now, we have our next word ready.
Oh boy. Oh, you're going again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and get ready with your drink.
Okay.
So, you want to make sure that you don't get the super thick tortillas, because what happens is they get a little gummy.
Okay.
That was also an experiment that I did, because I thought that it would hold its shape better. You really brown the outside, and then the inside gets really gummy, and it's not what you're looking for with this. So, I don't know if you can see in the pan, we're going to crystallize. That's when you're going to start to give it a stir. And then you're just going to let it sit, and you're going to wait for it to thicken.
Well, there we go. See, we're getting better with timing the sounds.
All right. This is not enough sugar for it to really turn into a caramel because of so much of the moisture from the apples. But you do want to make sure that you stir it every so often, because if it settles on the bottom, it can turn into caramel, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's just not what we're going for. All right, so our next word, you're killing me, Smalls.
What?
All right, not
I didn't
you.
do anything. Oh, is the word smalls?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so
Biggie.
up,
Down.
down, weight. I don't know these things. Up, down, weight, space, and the ground.
Up, down, weight, space, ground?
Yeah.
Up.
Don't get mad at me.
This sounds like a really bad rap song. Up, down, weight, space, ground. Weight, space, ground? Do you mean like weight as in like up, pick up, put down?
Like these are heavy.
Okay. Was that like a subliminal clue?
No.
Okay. Up, down, weight, space,
Okay.
ground. Is it rocket?
Nope.
Okay, well, a rocket is a big giant space weight that goes up and down and
Okay,
lands
so
on the
a
ground.
rocket is defying this.
Gravity.
Yes!
Oh, wow!
Okay, I knew I could get you with a musical. Okay, so that was a rough one.
That was.
I am not a science bitch. I don't know. Okay. Okay.
Ooh, they're getting like...
Okay. So, my personal favorite desserts. Oh goodness.
What?
Literally, I mean, our favorite dessert is ice cream.
Well, yes. Without sprinkles.
With a lot of sprinkles.
No.
Okay. So, with our tortillas, once they start to brown, and these look absolutely perfect.
You're welcome.
What you're gonna do is the second that they're finished, if you wouldn't mind, I can't reach it. Nope. The cinnamon sugar.
Oh.
You're going to prepare equal parts cinnamon and sugar, put them in a dish, and then you're gonna roll your tortillas around in them. If you like that extra bit of flavor, what you can do, I forgot a spoon, is you can get a spoon and pour it into the center afterwards, but you don't have to. I mean, this is a pretty messy finger food, so make sure you have napkins. So, those look like they're good.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do now is we have a muffin tin, or a cookie.
Cupcake pan.
Cupcake. I'm getting hot.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take them off of the heat.
Okay.
You're gonna toss it in here. Excuse me. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to give it a press on both sides, give it a fold, and stick it in to the muffin tin, so that way it has like the store-bought taco shape.
Right.
And that way it'll be nice and easy to fill. They look really, really pretty on a plate. And they're fantastic to serve with, Adrian, thank you,
Yes.
our favorite dessert, ice cream.
I cannot wait for that.
So what I would suggest you do is I would use maybe like a, what's the ice cream thing the dish that I use?
Ramekin.
Yeah, so I would use like a ramekin. So I usually serve myself ice cream in a ramekin, so that way I don't eat too much of it. And then I just have seconds and thirds. But if you put the ice cream underneath it, it'll start to melt a little bit, and it'll create the most delicious little like cinnamony soup at the bottom. I love cinnamon. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now that we have our taco shells ready, we're gonna turn off the heat for our apples, and we're gonna let it sit for a minute.
Okay.
If you put it in when it's too hot, it will fall apart. Just like I did after every relationship I've ever had, except for my marriage.
Oh wow, we're getting personal.
It will just create a soggy mess.
Oh, you're talking about the tacos again. I thought you were still going on with that.
This is This is wet with some sort of alcohol. Oh,
Okay, even better.
it is hot.
It's very hot in here.
Okay, so
So thick.
to be
thick.
fair,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you give me one of these?
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm gonna turn this off.
It's almost done. Give me
It's
10
fine.
seconds. Okay.
This is what menopause is like.
What is this word? Oh.
Whew.
I didn't know what this word was for a hot second there. I was like, what is that? Our producer's gonna show it to the camera right now. Okay, I think these might be good.
All right. So
Ish. Okay, so they
after
have the
just
word.
a minute of being in the muffin tin,
Uh-huh.
they hold their shape. I would just make sure that you leave them in there until they're completely cool, because they do get relatively like crispy. And if they lose their shape and you try and fold it back, they're gonna snap.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so are you ready for your word?
Yeah.
Okay, so green, vegetable, good.
All right. So I know it's not a Brussels sprout because you don't like those.
Absolutely not. How's that? That's 2 words.
Yeah. Moving up in the world, we can count.
Wait, here. Let's go with cheese. Does it really go with cheese?
Cheese.
And
Oh, vegetable cheese. Okay.
no, just regular cheese.
No, you said vegetable and cheese. Those are 2 separate words.
Yes, because they're good with cheese.
Okay.
Trees.
Oh, I know this one.
Yeah.
Broccoli.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a tiebreaker.
Okay.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Look at that.
So we're gonna
perfectly.
need a tiebreaker.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand the elusive envelope to our executive producer,
Uh-huh.
and we will have him read the thing, show you guys, and he will give us the 5 clues.
Is this
The
off?
first one to respond.
Did I turn it on again? Is it off? Help.
Doesn't matter.
It does, because I'm clumsy. Oh,
It's off.
that works.
Okay, so he's got the word.
Uh-huh.
The first one, no buzzer, no hand, just shout it out.
Okay.
I'm gonna dab myself with this. No, you can say the words.
Mm-hmm. People at home on here, too.
Alcohol,
Alcohol.
Okay.
cups,
Cups.
Cups.
drink,
Okay.
show,
Show.
cooking,
Cooking.
Cup cooking show.
Thick!
You.
Ooh.
She cheated
She's getting
somehow.
sloppy.
She cheated.
Okay,
I
so
know she did.
thick 2 C's. Come through, Kristen.
Mm.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to start to spoon in our filling while they are still in the muffin tin.
Okay.
What that's gonna do is it's gonna help hold its shape, and also it'll make them, because the filling does thicken a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What it's gonna do is it's gonna like keep its shape so that way we can throw a topping on it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put this here. After I put it here, don't touch it again.
Okay.
No, because it'll get hot.
Well, yeah.
All right, so if you do the 3-inch rounds like we do, you're only gonna wanna put a teaspoon of filling into each one.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna give you that task. I'm gonna pop over here.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a cup of heavy cream. I've got a tablespoon of,
What?
it's my recipe from my head, powdered sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
What am I making?
Whipped cream.
Whipped cream. All right, so I'm gonna turn this on.
These look delicious.
They are so cute. No, put them back over there.
Oh, okay.
All right, so the main reason that I don't like to make whipped cream while we're filming is because you can't hear us. Homemade whipped cream is much better than store-bought. Okay. That's done. Now, what do I always say when we're making whipped cream?
More?
You don't get to look 3 months pregnant without saying more for dessert. No. If you over whip homemade whipped cream, it can turn to butter.
Oh, that's right. I do remember
Yes. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a dollop of whipped cream.
that. Dollop of daisy?
Yes.
Mhm.
And just put it right on the top.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it.
So, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to serve these warm. If you can't serve them directly from making them,
Then what are you doing?
I would suggest you to leave them in the tin as is. Do not put the whipped cream on them, and you can put them in a 200-degree warming oven
Okay.
until you're ready to serve it. So if you're making like 100 of them, it would probably take you about 30 minutes to make all of them, and then just you can store them in the oven and take them out as needed.
Okay.
So, and then you can make the whipped cream, put it in the fridge, and take a teaspoon and just throw it on top as you take them out. And it'll melt the whipped cream a little bit. Oh my god, that is so good.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, on that note, while we are slaving away finishing these beautiful desserts, I want to say thank you again for tuning back in. Thank you for putting up with our absenteeism.
Absenteeism, yep.
That's a word?
Yes.
Oh shit, I thought it was, I thought I was making it up.
No, you're good.
Yes, okay. No college education, but she is schooled, okay? All right, so.
Now, before we go, show everybody how they look with the whipped cream on.
All right.
They look beautiful.
So this is the final product.
Oh,
And they're
yes.
super cute because they kind of look a little bit like tacos.
They absolutely
But they're
do.
like delicious desserts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so thank you again for joining us.
Yes.
The beautiful Sienna Rose.
Hi.
You can follow her on all of her social media at Sienna Rose Official. That includes her Venmo, which is most important.
Absolutely.
And you can follow me at Mrs. Anita Manager at all of my social media, including my Venmo. Thank you all for tuning back in. We are back to our regularly scheduled programming, so we will see you again on Tuesday. And never forget, I'm Anita Manager, and you're amazing.
Good night, guys.
Mwah.
Okay, are they cool enough to eat now?
Yes,
Because
they
I've been
are.
staring at them. I just want one so bad. Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm.
I do this with my lip gloss.